Welcome to the 5 for 2 podcast with me, your host Adele, where we say no to careers where you're trading 5 days of misery for 2 days of fun. A place we discuss all things career, confidence, and money moves. I want to motivate, teach, and empower ambitious women to achieve more, earn more, feel more confident, and enjoy the work they do. It's all about believing you can have everything you want in your career and then going and getting it. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode. I hope everyone's doing well. So this week we're talking about being stuck. This is probably one of the most requested episodes and the most asked questions I get. People always are saying to me, yeah, but how do I know what to do next? Or how do I know if what I've chosen is going to work out? And recently I got a message asking me whether I thought that she should take voluntary redundancy or she should start her consultancy or agency work. I hope she's listening. If you are, hi. And she said it's basically her issue is her job is super easy. So she doesn't necessarily want to leave. She likes it, but she just doesn't feel like she's accomplishing anything. She has a lot of autonomy and she works hybrid and she doesn't know if she wants to give all of that up for what she hasn't done yet, which is consultancy or agency. And she's just at a crossroads. So she kind of was asking me, do I have any podcast episodes or any advice I can give her? And yes, I've got some older podcast episodes where I talk about being stuck, but I thought I would give you some more perspective on this. And if you're stuck and you're not sure of what you should do next, this is definitely the episode that you need to listen to. You guys know I went from working with children in childcare for 10 years and then transitioned into recruitment and then human resources. I did that with no experience, no qualifications, and without knowing if it was going to work out. And I don't think that we're ever really stuck. Now, stay with me. What I do think is that we are fearful of the outcome, because I 100% know that was me. It took me 6 months to pull the trigger and move jobs. I knew I wanted to leave, but it took me 6 months. Why? Not because I was actually stuck. When you don't know whether the move you make is going to work out, you say you're stuck. Because, let me put this to you, if you knew 1000% that your next move would be the best move of your life, would you do it or would you still feel stuck? See, the truth is our brain is conditioned to fear the unknown. Listen, in the olden days, that used to keep us safe. That, like, not going places that were unknown kept us safe from danger. Now, it is just our nervous system not being regulated because we want to know the answer before we've even taken the step. And you can't know the answer because you've got to do the thing to get the answer. But if you knew that it was all going to work out, would you leave? And if the answer to that question is yes, then it means you already know you want to leave. If you're stuck deciding between two industries, but you knew one would 1000% work out, which one would you choose? That's your answer. Again, it's not that you're stuck, it's that you're scared of the unknown. I am a major person for this. Like, I am a culprit. Like, I am one of the people who does this all the time. Yeah? So no judgment. I always want to know the outcome. I'm like, even in relation, should I date this person? Obviously, before I was married, should I date this person? Should I move? Should I do this? Should I leave this job for another job? I have been in all those scenarios, and every time it wasn't that I was stuck, it was that I was scared of the unknown. When I left my relationship that I'd been in for 7 years with my first daughter's dad, my oldest, I was so scared, and I stayed for longer than I should have, probably a year longer than I should have in that relationship, because of fear of the unknown. Not fear of being alone, because I love being alone. I'm an introvert. I'm an only child. When it comes to my mum, you guys know I've got siblings on my dad's side, but for my mum, I grew up as an only child. So I'm an only child and I'm an introvert. Being alone is great for me, but it wasn't the alone part that scared me. It was the, how do I do this parenting now on my own? How do I do grown-up life in a house, paying bills on my own? Like, how do I do that? It was the fear of the unknown. What if it doesn't work out? What if I can't do it? It was the fear of the unknown. I did it. And I ended up doing it for years and years and years. And it was great. But in that moment, I was willing to stay in unhappiness and willing to settle because I was scared of the unknown. And what I want to say to anyone listening to this is there is no right or wrong answer when it comes to whatever you choose. Because what if, no matter what decision you make, it can never be wrong? Hear me out, because I know a lot of you are screaming right now and saying, Adele, please, of course it can be wrong. Because listen, either way, you're either going to find out that what you're looking for is the right thing for you, or you're going to find out it's the wrong thing for you. So either way, you get information, you get data, or you get success. You don't fail, because failure just means you got information. Actually, failing gets you to what you want quicker. Because you see, when we fail, we're like, 100% know this was wrong. Okay, now I know what I want to do. Or now I know what to try next. Because if you fail, you try something else. If you fail at that, you try something else. It gets you to your goals quicker. When we do a change and we're kind of like in the middle, we're like, it's okay, it's not bad, it's not good. It's neither, it's not good or it's not bad. Actually, that's a harder place to be, because when it's not good or bad, you might stick around and not go for the thing that could be great, because it's kind of not one thing or the other. When it's bad or you feel like it's bad, it's like, okay, now I need to move again. And I know you'll be thinking, but if I go and do something, I'm going to be so annoyed with myself, because I'm going to be like, I would have been happier staying where I was. But the truth is, if you're already contemplating leaving somewhere, if you're contemplating a career change, it means you're not happy where you are. So staying isn't the answer either. Even if you leave to do something similar, maybe you need to change companies. Maybe it's the people you work with. Maybe it's the money. That there's something where you are that is triggering you to even consider a move. So staying is settling. Because like I said, if you were happy, you wouldn't be contemplating leaving in the first place. So whether you think you might be making the right decision or the wrong decision, there is never a reason to settle. And I'm going to say that again. Whether you make the wrong decision or the right decision, there is never a justification for settling. When you are old and grey, it will be harder to deal with regret than to deal with the failures that you made in your life. Because failing means you at least tried. Regret is when you didn't even try. And regret is hard to live with, I promise you. So the next question you need to ask yourself is, what season of life am I in? And this is a big one. If you are stuck, you're feeling stuck, you're scared of the unknown, you don't know what to do next, what season of life are you in? Because a lot of us are scared to fail, but we forget about the season of life we're in. Are you in a season of life where the money is stacked up? You got a good amount of savings. If you go do something and it doesn't work out, it's not really going to affect your life that dramatically. You can go do something else. Or are you in the season where you want to make money? If your current career is not doing that for you, go make money. You don't need to love the next move. A lot of you are trying to say, I need to find the perfect next step. No. If you've listened to my episode, the difference between a dream career and a dream life, some of us don't have a dream career. We have a dream life though. And the dream career is whatever job we do that can help us build the life that we want. Whatever job we do that can help you make the money that you want to build the life that you want. Are you in that season of life? Are you in a season of life where you want to chill out a bit more? So actually, you don't want to be in a super senior position anymore, and taking a step down would be right for you because you want to grow your business right now. You want to grow your consultancy. So actually, you want to be in a role that's a little bit easier. For the person who sent me the question, is it that you want to start your consultancy? Can you start it on the side? Can you start a side hustle? Can you start a side business and continue to work where you are? Because you said where you are is easy. When you're starting something new, having a job that's easy, that makes money while you start something else, puts no pressure on the new thing that you're starting. When I started my coaching business, when I started my podcast, I still was working 9 to 5, like 3 or 4 days a week. So there was no real pressure on my business because my bills were paid. Now it's flipped over and I only work in corporate 2 days a week. So yes, my business needs to do what it needs to do. However, I didn't jump straight into that. I didn't stress myself out and stress my business out and make it so that I didn't even enjoy my business because I was stressed out about money. So, what season of life are you in? Are you in a season of life where you need a job that works around your kids? Go and do that. Stop looking for the perfect job and find a job that works around your kids. Once they're a little bit older, then you can make another move. The move you make right now does not have to be the perfect move. If it is the perfect move and it all works out and you find the best job, great, that's a bonus. But if the next move gets you closer to where you want to be, that's also a bonus. Think about the season of life you're in. Will leaving your job put your house at risk, your money, like your family at risk? Like, what season of life are you in? Remember, when you leave a job, you're going to get another one. So you're still going to be getting a salary from somewhere else. It's all about the season of life you're in. Are you in a season where you can just explore? You know, when we're younger and people go traveling, like I never went traveling because I can't do the hostel life. It's not for me. But I do enjoy travel now that I'm like, I started traveling in my 20s, as in staying in nice hotels, not actual traveling. But I like different countries. I like different cultures. I like different foods. I like to explore. What I'm saying is, are you in a season of your life where exploring might be good for you? You're able to try out lots of different things. Like, do you still share accommodation with someone? Like, do you have roommates? Do you still live at home? Whatever the situation is, yeah. And there's no shame, no embarrassment. You know how many people I know that are in their 30s that live at home? Not a problem. You guys are the real MVPs because you lot are saving your money. If I didn't have a little one, I would live at home in my 30s because I would have been stacking my money so that when it came to buying my house, I wouldn't have a big mortgage because we see the economy these days. There is no shame in living at home. So if you're living at home, is this a time when you can actually explore? Because financially, you know that you've got something to fall back on. Are you in a situation where you're in a couple and your husband or your wife has said to you, I've got you while you figure things out, and you know that actually your life will still tick over? Then go do some exploring, go check out some things, fail quickly, see what you like, see what you don't like. Because when we make a change in our career, we never know if we're going to like it or not. How can you know? Your brain wants to know, but it is impossible to know whether you like something until you do it. It is impossible to know that you're going to hate something until you've tried it. Yes, there are things we can do to get us closer to the things we'll like doing research on the job that we're going into, speaking to people that are already doing the job. Because if you've been working for years, you know what kind of environments you like and don't like. If you speak to people doing the job, you can find out if those environments will be right for you. You can find out if the workload will be right for you. I remember once having a conversation with a teacher who wanted to go into recruitment like I did. When I told her what was expected in recruitment, she said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It wasn't for her because she was asking me about agency recruitment, like doing sales and stuff like that. When I told her about the sales and the KPIs and the targets, absolutely not. Then I started talking to her about like HR advisory and stuff like that. And there was still things in there, like the admin side of it. She was like, it's not for me, Adele. That sounds like a lot of data entry, a lot of paperwork. Listen, I don't enjoy admin that much. However, I enjoy HR. So that one small, tiny thing that I don't enjoy that much, it doesn't cancel out all the other things I enjoy in HR, the people, the interactions, the fact that no 2 days are the same. I love it. Like, anything can happen, putting out fires, because that's what HR does, puts out fires, keeping us legally compliant, dealing with issues, grievances, disciplinaries, dealing with the good stuff, benefits, people going on maternity leave. Listen, I get to see it all. I love human resources, the compliance, the governance, like all of it. The admin, whoo, not so much. But that one thing, it's not a deal breaker for me. I wouldn't know that though, unless I started the job. And for me, I started in recruitment and then shifted. That shift is what helped me figure out that I now like HR. And to be funny, when I was younger, I went into human resources and I was a HR manager. And actually, after a while, I got bored. And then I went back into agency recruitment because it was fast paced. I love the sales. I love what a lot of people called the toxic environment because they were like, that's so toxic. I loved it. I loved the results, the quick money. As I got older, I then wanted to go back into human resources because I didn't enjoy it that much. My season of life changed. And that's what I mean by, do you know what season of life you're in? Figure that out first. And then it will be easier to figure out what your next step is. Also, I wanted to mention to everyone listening, if you are a teacher or you know any teachers that are trying to transition out of teaching or early years, childcare, anything in that kind of arena, I'm going to be doing a series on Instagram where each reel I post will be talking about exactly how I did it, how I've helped my clients do it, and how you can do it in this current job market. So, yeah, if you're a teacher and you're not sure about what you want to do next, but you know you don't want to teach anymore and you're just tired, you want to check out that series. Anyway, I digress. I hope this episode has helped someone who is currently stuck. Remember, you're not stuck, you're scared of the unknown. However, you cannot have 100% of the answers without at least doing 50% of the action. You have to make the move if you want to get some of the answers. What season of life are you in? So important before you make a decision. There are no wrong or right answers when it comes to your career. There are just moves that you will make that will help you figure stuff out. I took a 10 or 12K pay cut at one point in my career when I could have taken a 20K increase. I got offered a job, 20K more, working in central London, beautiful office, all the things, all the perks. And then I found a job in a smaller company, less money. It was really close to home, so I would not have to commute into London. It was right near my daughter's school. She was older, like high school, but still, well, she was about to start high school. She wasn't in high school yet, but it meant that I'd be right near her high school. I felt like there'd be a lot less stress on me because of the salary, and I took it. And guess what? That ended up being one of my best jobs because I then became an operations director at that role. I was able to negotiate full-time money for part-time hours. Like, so many things happened for me in that role. I got company shares, but taking that 12K pay cut gave me a huge boost in my career, and I was quickly on more money than I had ever been on. Once I started getting promoted, making more money, things happened really quickly. But I was in the season of my life where I could afford to do that. The hours were better than me working in London. I was just at a place where it all made sense. What is making sense right now? Will the move make sense for the where you are in your life right now? Like, if you're planning to start a family and your job is easy, isn't that the best place to be? Because why do you want a stressful job or to be doing something stressful if you're planning on having kids? What season are you in? I think that's got to be one of the most important questions before you even think about what should I do? Should I take voluntary redundancy? Should I leave my job? Should I start a consultancy? Should I start agency? You've got all these questions going on in your head. Does it make sense for my life right now? What are the end goals? Oh, I didn't talk about goals. Quickly before I go, what are the end goals? What do you want to achieve in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years? Will that move get you closer? If it will, then no matter whether you enjoy it or not, it's not a mistake. It's never a failure. It is information. You are getting data. You are learning what is right for you and what is wrong for you. If it's getting you closer to your goals, then it makes sense. Make the move. Try it out. I remember when I first moved, the thing I said to myself was, if this all falls apart, I will go back to working with kids. That was my safety net. I will go back to being in teaching. I will go back to working in reception. I will go back to working in early years. I will go back to being a nursery manager because I know how to do that. I'd been doing it for 10 years. That was my safety net. It's been 16, 17 years, guys. I've never gone back. But in my brain, to calm my nervous system, I was like, does it even matter if it doesn't work out? I can go back. Yeah, you can't go back to your same job. That's also not true because I know people who have gone back to their same old companies. I've also gone back to the same company 3 times. So please, you can go back, especially if you leave a good impression in your last company. But anyway, even if you can't go back to your old job, you can go back to the same industry doing the same type of thing. If you found it easy in one company, you'll probably find it easy in another because the role has probably become easy for you. So do not stress yourself more than needed. Think about the season of life you're in, the goals that you have for yourself, and what makes sense for you. There is never a right or wrong answer. Staying might be right for you, leaving might be right for you. Anyway, I hope this has helped the person who asked it and anyone else who's feeling stuck right now. And like I said, if you're a teacher and you're feeling stuck, make sure you tune into my Instagram Reels series that is coming up soon. Guys, if you are trying to change career, if you are trying to make more money and you've been at it for a while and you're feeling stuck, reach out, book a call with me. Let's see if my one-to-one coaching is right for you. And also remember, I have masterclass on top of masterclass on top of masterclass and an ebook for interviews. They have all helped people secure new roles, get shortlisted through my CV surgery masterclass, kill your interviews, like smash your interviews with my interview guide or with my interview masterclass. Click the link in my bio over on Instagram if you want more access to that, or head over to my website and that's got all the details. Anyway, for now, I'm gone and I will speak to you in the next episode. I hope this episode gave you exactly what you needed and motivated you to confidently take steps towards your next career move. If you enjoyed it, screenshot and share it on your socials, tag me on Instagram, and come join my community of amazing women working on leveling up their confidence and career. Thanks for listening and see you next time.